The forgotten players, guys. EA did something this year to help every team out with X Factors, giving every team an X Factor so every fan base gets to use their favorite team, at least one player from it. Whether it be your favorite player or not, you get to have one player from your team in the X Factor. That only works, though, if they don't forget about them and they upgrade them. So who are the forgotten players? A couple of them are having really good years and yet still don't have a card that couldn't even be used on the fourth line, so probably not even rostered on your team. Let's look at these forgotten players, who they are, and if one of these players is from your team or you'd like to be using one of these players, throw that in the comment section down below. But there is one in particular that I think should at least be up to 89, 90, and they're not. So let's get into it, guys. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. But who are they? Gonna start at the bottom with one simple one. Trevor Zics, 86 overall. Forgotten player, pretty much, but I don't think anyone minds. He hasn't been playing at all, let alone playing well. He just hasn't really been playing. So, I mean, forgotten player, sure. But, I mean, no one really misses him. Now, one that is going to surprise me is Toko. Only at an 83. Toko has 13 goals in 36 games played, 43 total points. I don't know how she's still an 83, but if you are a fan of Toko, you're not using this card, and this card, I don't know how, has been completely missed throughout the entirety of the year, not even getting any kind of live moments card or any kind of card in general. Toko's 83, I mean, sooner points are going to catch her overall. They really got to get some sort of card here for Toko. This one absolutely surprises me. I think Jordan Kyrou, when I seen his card at the start of the year, I'm like, this X Factor is going to be phenomenal. Yes, the X Factors have their endurance problems. Their endurance is really low for pretty much all of them. But 90 speed on a 6'1" frame, I was excited about this card. With elite edges, puck on a string, with shooting boost, this card had potential to be a top-end card, especially with that 90 speed. But then he goes ahead and he has a great season, 19 goals, 45 points in 54 games. That's good. To only have an 86, that is crazy that he hasn't gotten a live moment somewhere up in the 89, 90s, because he's having a great season. And I think St. Louis fans would love to use this card because he's got good speed, good size, great shot for an 86 overall. If he had a 90, this card would probably be on a lot of teams just because he has that potential to be a weapon out on the ice. Now, Johnny Hockey is surprisingly not surprising, if that makes sense. He does have 40 points in 56 games, which is good. Not great for Johnny Hockey, not great for the money he's being paid in Columbus. It is good, though. He has a fantasy card, and I think that's where this hurts it. I think maybe EA went along the thought process, same with the Zics card, that the Zics and the Johnny Hockey would upgrade based on their fantasy cards production, because I'm going to assume that they didn't think this time of year Johnny Hockey would be an 85 overall with a fantasy card out. I'm assuming they thought he would tuck a couple, or at least more than the 8 that he's done now. If he had a handful more goals, then we're having a different conversation about this Johnny Hockey card. But Johnny Gaudreau, 85 overall, easily forgotten about card. And then Erin DeBrincat, great card, just because Enforcer Forward, that helps out with all the other Enforcer Forwards out there to get that +2 to speed. But this card is sitting at an 85 overall. X Factor, if you wanted to rep Team Canada's female player, who has a 2.16 goals against with a 923 save percentage, you would expect this card to be a little higher. And maybe there's cards upcoming for these players, and hopefully there is, because right now these players are in the forgettable territory. The only reason DeBrincat is not forgotten about is because of Enforcer Forward. Everyone wants her as the backup because that helps Gordie Howe, Matthew Tkachuk, everybody that's popping up. But I really think this card also needs an upgrade as another forgotten about X Factor. And now, although Jason Robertson is 88 overall right now with 87 speed is very unusable and very forgettable. This card was a forgotten about card. Until I started doing this list, I completely forgot that Dallas's X Factor was Jason Robertson, just because he hasn't gotten anything, which is wildly surprising because he's sitting at 56 points in 58 games. How is this card an 88 overall? He should be a 92, 91, something. He should be into the 90s. How far? Who knows? That's up to your judgment. Put that in the comment section down below. But how is this card so low in overall, making it so irrelevant when he's having such a great year? 6'3", 200 pounds, huge potential. Make it snappy, magnet with close quarters. All the things you love to see. He's got the shooting boost to bump that up. Yes, he's got 99 shooting accuracy right now, but if you get that speed up a little bit more with the upgrades he should have had, this card would have been an absolute weapon. That is the X factors, guys, that have been widely forgotten about. We need upgrades on these cards. It's just as simple as that. These cards need upgrades. I hope they come sooner than later, because Dallas, St. Louis, these fan bases, and if you're a fan of Jason Robertson or Jordan Kyrou, those two cards in particular, they need upgrades for these people, for these players. Because I would love to use one of these two cards. They looked great. They looked fun at the start of the year, but it was so easy to forget about them being X factors because they've gotten nothing, and they need upgrades. I just wanted to take a minute just to talk about that, guys. I'm going to be busy all Sunday playing my champs games on both accounts. If you want to come check that out, BurkCrown88 on Twitch. I'll be playing from 7 to 11:30, and then from 1:30 until I finish all my champs. So I don't know, it could go all day and all night. And then that 11:30 to 1:30 slot, Tez will be playing. If you want to come check that out, BurkCrown88 on Twitch. I do thank you guys for watching this video. I hope to catch you sometime in today's stream. But until next time, guys, ciao, ciao.